Right, now this is just a video and I'll run through as requested some of the things that were in step 2 from time. So first of all, we're going to take these number of minutes here and we're going to convert them into hours. So we're going to convert those into hours. And if you remember the key fact that 60 minutes is 1 hour. Okay, so 60 minutes is 1 hour. What I want you to do is to use that fact and then think to yourself, right, if 60 minutes is 1 hour, okay, 120 minutes is double that. So what would that make 120 minutes? Press pause and see if you can write down the answer. Okay, so if you've had a look at this, we know 60 minutes is 1 hour, so 120 minutes is double that. So if that's double, that means this number here will also be doubled, and the double of 1 is 2. So we have 2 hours, because we have more than 1 now. Now here we have 150 minutes, and we can use these two facts to work out what 150 minutes would be, because it's not enough for 3 hours, because that would be 120 at 60. That would be a lot more than 150. So we're dealing with something extra. I would suggest if you wanted to work this out, you could either subtract 120 from 150, and what is left over will be how many minutes you have, and we know how many hours you've got. Or you could use a number line, as I showed in one of the videos, and you'll be able to do jumps of 60 and see how many are remaining when you find that difference. So if you want to use one of those different methods in order to find that out, have a go now, press pause. Okay, so if we've had a look at this, we know 120 minutes is 2 hours. So we know the part of the answer will be 2 hours. And the difference between 20 and 50, okay, so 50 subtract 20 is 30. So that would give us 2 hours and 30 minutes. As an answer there. If we move down a little bit, we can now see we're converting hours now into minutes. So, if we're looking at this, we know we have 4 hours. Okay, 4 hours, that's 4 lots of 60. So you could use repeated addition by having 60, add 60, add 60, add 60. You could use our known facts. And so by taking away the 10 and making it 10 times smaller, we could have 6, add 6, add 6, add 6. When you get your answer, you replace the 0 because you're bringing it back to 10 times bigger. So press pause, decide which way you're going to use or what method you may use, and work it out, and then we'll come back and have a look at the answer. So we have our answer, and that would come to using one of the different methods, 240 minutes. Now, if we go back to this one here, we can see we want to find how many minutes are in 2 hours. Now, we will notice that 2 is half of 4. So let's use a known fact there. If 2 is half of 4, and we know that that is 240 minutes, then half of that would give us 2 hours, which means you halve the hundreds, you halve the tens, and there's not much to halve here on the ones, which makes it nice and easy. So press pause and see if you can work that out. The solution would be 120 minutes. Now, using known facts again, we return to our 4 hours, because here 8 hours is double 4 hours. So we could use that fact again. We know 4 hours is 240 minutes. So if we double that, we'll then end up with the solution here, because 8 hours is double 4. Press pause and see if you can work out what that would be. Our solution on this occasion, which would be double, is 480 minutes. Let's have a look here. Now our next section is 7 days. We want to turn 7 days into weeks. So if we go back to our known facts from the other sessions, we know that 7 days is equal to 1 week. So our first answer is 1 week. Now we notice that 14 is double of 7. So if 14 is double of 7, that's 7 add 7, then we would have to then apply that same logic to the number of weeks. So if 14 is double, what would be the answer here? Press pause whilst you write it down. We can see the answer is 2 weeks, as that is double 14, double of 7, 2, double of 1. Now we've moved up to 21 weeks, so we've added a further 7. So we can start seeing similarities in the 7 times table. 7, 14, 21, 28. We've added an additional 7, so if we use this known fact here, and we know it is and 1 more week on top, how many weeks would that be? Have a go. Press pause. The solution there is 3 weeks. So let's move on to the next one. We have 28 days. Using the skills and the methods that I've just spoken about, see if you can work out how many weeks would be in 28 days. Press pause and have a go. Okay, so we know that 7 is 1 week, 14 is 2, 21 is 3. We've added 7 more. That means we've added an extra week, and so then we end up with 4 weeks. Now we're going to reverse that round. Okay, we want to see how many days there are here. And here we have 1 week. Think back to that first fact and then use what we've learned here and apply it here. How many days would go in that 1 week? Once you've got that fact, you'd be able to double it for 2 weeks. Once you've got that fact for 2 weeks, you should be able to double it again to find 4 weeks. And to find 6 weeks, really that's looking at adding the total number of days from 4 and 2 together to make 6. So I want you to do all 4 of these and have a go on your own, and then I'll give you the solution. Press pause whilst you do it. Okay, so here we have the solutions. 7 days is 1 week. 14 days is 2 weeks. We had that from the previous section. 4 weeks is 28 days, and we had that in the previous section. But here to find 6 weeks, we're adding together 28 and 14. You could have done that in a column, or you could have done that in your head, but that would give you a solution of 42 days. Okay, we moved on to the next part here. And how many months are in a year? If we look at the first fact, there are 12 months in 1 year. So if you add up January, February, March, April, etc., all the way through, you will end up with 12 months. Now, if we can see that 12 months, if we double that to 24 months, and through doubling that, what would the answer be here? If 24 is double 12, what is the double of this? Press pause and write that down. Okay, so we now have 2 years, as that is the double. 24 is double the 12. Here we have 36, so we've added another 12 months. How many years would you end up with them? See if you can work that out. Press pause whilst you do it. The solution on this occasion is 3 years. By adding either 12 and 24 together, we would then be adding 1 and 2 years together, and that would equal 3. Right, I hope this helps you with this particular aspect of your mathematics. Thank you and bye.